The process of decolonization in the modern era, in this case being the 20th century, is what this photo series aims to analyze with reference to the states of India and Algeria. It juxtaposes development in a Central Asian climate against a North African climate. It also compares a post-British imperialist rule and a post-French imperialist rule. With regards to politics, religion, and international independence, this photo series aims to prove a propensity for authoritarianism and dictatorship in these two examples. We begin with India, which saw an absolute authoritarian monarchy in the British colonial system until, through a primarily peaceful movement with lawyer Mohandas Gandhi as its figurehead, India achieved independence in 1947. The advent of partition, the separation of the Indian state into multiple, including Pakistan and Bangladesh, was a key hindrance to the state's potential for post-colonial unification. To rectify this fracture, the dominant ideological battle was fought between Hindu nationalism, that being the historically dominant caste system, and socialism, a primary belief of Gandhi and the first president Jawaharlal Nehru. The installation of the National Cadet Corps in 1954 is one such example of these ideologies coexisting, often presenting an outwardly strong and independent India while internally struggling to solve the never-ending ramifications of colonialism. However, with the death of Gandhi in 1948, the Sino-Indian War of 1967, which severed relations with Communist China, and the rise of Indira Gandhi, the determination of Indian socialism was weakening as Kastian separation grew in popularity. While Indian nationalism has remained fervent from independence through to today, its implications have shifted, now more associating with religion over politics. The rapid rise of Islamophobia, with school unions protesting the rise of the right-wing BJP Hindu Nationalist Party, means the democratic process is ever increasingly a facade, and the reign of dictator Narendra Modi appears indefinite. Now we turn to Algeria, where the French model for colonization was much more socially minded, repressing Algerian religion and education before all else and prioritizing French cultural supremacy, which still remains today. This battle for national identity, similar to India's geographical partition, meant the battle for independence was much more fratricidal by its conclusion in 1962. Algeria first and foremost declared itself a democracy, with first President Ahmed Ben Bella establishing an anti-Western marriage of Cuban socialism and Islam, contrasting India's early separation of these principles. However, in this time, Islam presented a unifying means of national identity, where the foreign ideals of democracy could only reminisce imperial sentimentality. This being said, unlike India, Algeria maintained strong international relations with both France and the US in its development of democracy. The Islamic Salvation Front became the dominant political party, and the decision to dissolve the 1992 elections for fear of a purely Islamic parliament solidified the nationalistic sentiment that imperialism had never truly been forgotten. Mahfoud Nanna's movement for the Islamic Society was again an attempt for Islamic representation in parliament without extremist measures in 1995. But the victory of US-backed General Liamin Zarul was evidence that neither nationalist nor imperialist were interested truly in democracy. Today, a growing movement for Algerian international independence persists, unlike the insular case of India. In the wake of the 2010 Arab Spring, the persistence of French military and political presence, and the continuous electoral victories of US-backed President Bouteflika mean the divide between government and people has never mended in spite of independence. Thank you.